दोस्तों आज स्पीच 6 है, ट्रांसक्रिप्शन 6 है। ये कैलाश चंद्रा वॉल्यूम फर्स्ट की किताब है। इससे मैं स्पीच ले रहा हूँ और ये 2024 स्केल और 2025 स्केल टेस्ट के लिए बहुत ही उपयोगी है। आइए लिखते हैं। Sir, the Seasonal Commodities Act was passed 5 years ago, and when the minister's treasury came with an amending bill, we expected that he would give us a brief report on the working of this measure for the last few years. But unfortunately, we are kept in the dark in regard to the exact working of the act and the nature of the difficulties the minister is facing. Sir, as far as I know, many of the provisions of this enactment have been observed more in violation by his agents at the state level. The food minister may be very earnest, may be very able, and may be very anxious to see that the various provisions of the act are implemented in the most effective manner at the state level. But unfortunately, his agents at the state level are not equally enthusiastic or equally anxious to observe the provision of this enactment. The most important objectives of this enactment are to control the supply and distribution of commodities and to maintain a stable price level. In regard to both these aspects, I am afraid that the government has failed to realize the objectives in view. Some time passed when there was scarcity of food grains. Attempts were made to make procurement from certain wholesale merchants and from rice mills. In my own state, I know of many instances of such procurement where, after making known that certain things had to be done and certain steps had to be taken by the merchant community, nothing was done. Later on by the government, when they found that these very orders of the government were violated, as a result of the violation, there was a consequent rise in the price of food grains in respect of other commodities like iron and steel, paper, etc. We see a lot of speculative being brought to bear on them. Perhaps no case of activities, but the provisions of the Act have not prosecution was launched against those people who contravened the various provisions of the Act. We are interested to know in how many cases the government have taken steps to many cases the government prosecute individuals who have violated the various sections of the act. The minister said that the powers under the act were not adequate with sympathy with the food minister. What I want to know, what action has been taken in this regard, why the various state governments